Hey y'all, this is Jasmine from Veggie Pro. Tonight we're gonna have scalloped potatoes. So I thought I'd kind of bring you along. I got the cheese shredded. I just went ahead and shredded what was left on the block. Since I had quite a bit to shred, I just brought out my KitchenAid slicer shredder thing. And the recipe calls for 8 cups of potatoes, or about 3 pounds. Of thinly sliced potatoes. So I got my mandolin out. Thought it'd be a good idea to maybe bring you guys along. Mine only has 2 settings. There's a lot more fancier ones that have even more settings. We got a thin side. If I flip it over, it's a large thin. And then it has 2 sitting up in storage forever. 2 fries, a large fry and a small fry cutting. So it also comes with a little guard, which you're supposed to use from the beginning, but I just do it until the potatoes go half gone. Watch your fingers. These things love to eat fingers. And everybody's worried about the tips, but you also gotta be worried about the base of your hand and the wrist, because it likes those too. So with this, there's little pegs in the bottom, whatever you're slicing, squishes down in there, and then there's a button on top that pushes the little plate up, which feeds the veggies in there, so you're not scraping the metal on your blade. Slice, okay. So I peeled 2 extra potatoes, which is giving me roughly almost 2 more cups. I'm gonna go ahead and add it in there because I don't know how well they were packing their cups, and I didn't weigh it. So I got those sliced and prepped, the cheese prepped. It's only 1 o'clock. I don't need to be making dinner yet. So I'm going to go ahead and put water on these so they don't turn brown and icky. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and just assemble it or get it prepared, put it in the pan and throw it in the fridge. So it calls for 4 tablespoons of butter and a pot with a half a cup of onions, and it says 1 teaspoon of garlic. I had about a half of bulb left, or 3 cloves, so I just chopped that up. So we're basically making a bechamel sauce to go over these scalloped potatoes. So we're gonna go ahead and melt that down. Let's melt it down enough. We'll go ahead and add the onions. Give them a little head start before we add the garlic. Good. So we're just cooking this until it gets, both of them are soft. Maybe that's good. Okay. That's probably good. So we're going to go ahead and add in 6 tablespoons of flour. Alright, so we're going to let this cook for about like 1-2 minutes. Kind of cook out the raw flour flavor. says stirring while adding chicken broth. Yeah, it's not gonna. So once you get little lumps out of flour, switch it. Add 2 cups of milk. You can use whatever kind of milk. So if you are a vegetarian, you can obviously use veggie stock. I would stick with the chicken or veggie stock. If you want to use a different fat, like you want to use margarine or canola oil, go for it. Olive oil would work too. For the milks, I'm sure you could use a plant-based milk for this as well. Don't hold me to that because I don't know. I know it'll work for any of the cow's milk. Alright, so we're just gonna heat this up and stir. Don't get too annoying with it right now. Just make sure everything out of the corners. So stir it every once in a while until it starts to thicken. So the original recipe calls for cheddar cheese. I don't have cheddar cheese. I have Kobe Jack. I just shredded. It says a cup. I just guesstimated. I have no idea how much is in there. While that's heating up a little bit, we can go ahead and grease our pan. Just any cooking oil spray that you want will work. You can sit there and butter it if you want. I'll do it over here so I don't have to move everything 100 times. So once the pan's greased, you take about half of your potatoes. Yeah, it says to put half of the potatoes down, half the sauce, half the potatoes, and the rest of the sauce. I think I'm going to drain the water once that's done and mix it. Because even if you sit here tediously lay your potatoes down, you're still going to, we'll follow the recipe. It's been a long time since I made it. I'm going to kind of make sure that they're fanned out. Not getting perfect with it. Make sure that you stir your sauce every once in a while. See how they like to stick together, just making sure that they're not completely stuck together. now that it's thickened up quite a bit, I'm gonna go ahead and add in some black pepper and salt. This is to your family and yours taste. I'm gonna go ahead and add in the cheese. And right here is basically the start of any cheesy dish. And you can take this, add a little bit more cheese, and make it into macaroni and cheese. Turn that off. You can add different kinds of cheeses and end up with like a nice, do Parmesan cheese instead of Jack cheese, and end up with more of like an Italian style. So just make sure that it gets down in the crevices, in between the taters. Now, if you're gonna go ahead and bake it right afterwards, you would have your oven preheating right now. Oh gosh, I think it is at 350. Might be 375. This is gonna bake for about 45 minutes. You know, this recipe would be a good one for a freezer meal, and it's a lot. So I think, you know, I'm gonna stop here and divide it into two 8x8s because that works for my family. This will be eating on forever. Oh, the nice yummy cheese sauce mixed in here. So I'm just gonna go ahead and mix it in this pan and then divide it because it's gonna be way too much. And then that will give us another meal for later. Now, if your family likes leftovers, by all means make the whole 9x13, but it's just too much for us. And sometimes the best tools in the kitchen are your hands. Alright, now that I've made a mess of my stove and more dishes, I now have two 8x8s, which will be more than enough for my family. I'm gonna throw one in the freezer. Once it's like fully solid, I will wrap it all up really nice and tightly. When I go to bake this, I will bake it at, let me double check my recipe here. Oh wow. Reread it, Jasmine, and you'll actually remember. So it's going to be covered with tin foil, baked for 45 minutes, covered, I didn't write down the temperature. At 350, I'm guessing. And then you're gonna remove the foil, bake it for another 30 minutes uncovered, and then let it cool down a little bit. And serve it with some fresh chives, maybe. That'd be good. Or green onions. Well, anyway, there's scalloped potatoes. I will have pictures up for you guys on the YouTube, and I just set up my Instagram, so I'll have it on there too. Please like, share, and subscribe.